94.3 The X, Front Range Alternative. Now, today we are in for a little bit of a treat. I am actually on the line with Nick Littlemore from the band Empire of the Sun. You know them. We play their song, Walking on a Dream.
Hi, Shelby. How you doing?
Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm very well.
Should I say good day?
You can say g'day.
Good day.
G'day, mate. It's great. Where are you? You're in Fort Collins? Where is that?
I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. We're about an hour north.
Colorado. You got those beautiful mountains.
That's right. We do. Yeah, I saw that you guys were here last fall at the Fillmore with St. Lucia.
Yeah, I want to come back.
I was going to ask, how did the altitude treat you?
You know, the altitude's always been cool with us. You know, we were in Peru earlier this year, and that was great. We just chew on a few cocoa leaves and everything's fine.
Chew on a few cocoa leaves. I didn't know that was a thing.
You didn't know that's a thing, Shelby?
No.
Where have you been?
In Colorado. We don't have cocoa leaves.
No, it's more of a Peruvian vibe, you know. It's kind of locals only sort of thing.
Well, I have to say, I'm a little Twitter-pated, would that be the word, to be on the phone with you, because I have been a huge Empire of the Sun fan for years, and I really love your song, Walking on a Dream, and you could say that I love it so much that I bought it on iTunes 8 years ago.
Oh, wow, you're a real fan.
I'm a real fan. Yes. So, what is going on here? Because you had that hit song a few years ago, and then it made this total resurgence in 2016.
It's the strangest thing. You know, we wrote this song around 9 years ago in a warehouse in East Perth, and we never imagined that it could find us almost a decade later on the radio in the United States, which is really, you know, when we were putting this record and this band together, we dreamt of America. We dreamt of you know, a couple of kids from Australia. That's really the prize, is to get here. And now I'm talking to you this morning from the Capitol Tower in Hollywood. It feels so surreal where we've come, you know?
It feels surreal for me too, like I was saying. So, and they got picked up in a commercial. I think that probably had a lot to do with it. But I also knew that this isn't your first round in commercials. I remember We Are the People was in a Vizio commercial.
Yeah, you know, the ad world has been really kind to us. I've noticed in the last sort of 15 years how much music has empowered advertising. You know, there are so many formats now where an artist can get their music out to people, and ads have become another one. I think it's a wonderful thing that you can make music that's colorful, and maybe it's not right for the radio straight away, but then you get this kind of groundswell around a song from it being on a TV ad like this Honda commercial, which really feels like a music video. There's not even any talking in the ad. It's really another chance for us to bring our message of kind of joy and love to the world, you know.
Definitely helps get your music into our ears over here in America too, and I hope that the same thing happens with We Are the People, because that's my favorite song by you guys, so I'm hoping that
really
picks up a little bit too. Yeah.
You know, one can only hope, you know. It's really up to the powers either in this building or somewhere else. I don't know.
Hint, hint, if they're listening. Yeah. One thing that I've noticed that is so unique about you guys that I really love is you have these on-stage get-ups, I guess, the makeup and the headdress, and it's it's your signature thing. When you see that, you know that's Empire of the Sun. I have to ask, where do these come from? Obviously, they're custom made, but where do Luke's headdresses and those kinds of things, where do those come from?
Well, I mean, these days we get them made by a few different people. One of the guys, he works on the original Star Wars costume, is an older gentleman, and a few other people. But when we first thought about this idea about creating a band together, we wanted to do something that kids could really believe in. We wanted to reach into our imagination and make something so psychedelically crazy that you'd never forget it, that if you had a poster on your wall, it would be our one, and you would believe in that band more than you believed in your own life. In the same way that I did when I was a kid, and I would look up there and I'd see posters of David Bowie or Elton John, or just these more flamboyant, crazier characters, you know, and it felt like at the time, around 2007, 2008, 2009, that a lot of the acts out there were very demure. They were just wearing all black, and they were staring at their shoes, and there wasn't this childlike, imaginative kind of quality to things. It felt like that had left music. And once imagination leaves art, I don't know what's left. You know, it's almost like a byline.
And you guys are reaching a lot of kids out there because you have this entire following of Empyreans. Is that how you would pronounce that? Empyreans?
Empyreans, yeah, which they came up with on their own. I know some artists like Katy Perry and other ones, they name their fans. Well, our fans name themselves, which we love because we really want to conjure that creativity in our fans, that they dominate. You know, that we're just here, sort of like we're like a university for them, and they can come through us and then go off and create 1,000 new bands and dance moves and film, whatever. You know.
Well, that's great because I'm sure some of them are tuned in right now, and that's great. They can hear that coming right from you.
Yeah, I mean, we're all about adding more color and pizzazz to this world. We want to change this world for the better. You know, we want to bring it back to a kind of more primitive self, to return to our sensuous nature. You know?
You are from Australia, from down under. I like to use an excuse to whip out an accent whenever I can, even if it's really bad. But what's one thing that you think Australia has that Americans haven't caught on to yet, but we should?
Ooh. I mean, I feel like Americans are having a coffee revolution at the moment, so that's fine. You don't need that one. And ricotta pancakes have made an appearance in the United States, but not a huge one as yet. What else is really good? I mean, koalas, but I don't know if that's going to work out for you guys.
We just keep them in the zoo, yeah.
Oh, kangaroos you don't ride to school yet.
Not yet, no.
Geez, I mean, we always look to America for inspiration, but I guess you could look to Australia. Maybe not for Australia's politics. I probably wouldn't go with that one. It's a tricky one, you know. I mean, I've always wanted to get out of there, and now I miss it. I live here in Los Angeles.
Well, then on the other hand, what's something that America has?
To me, the most defining thing about the United States that really drew me here was the unbridled confidence and bravery that Americans just get on with things. I've lived around the world. I lived in France. I lived in Italy, in England, in Canada, Australia, obviously. And the one thing that I find in the United States is people don't talk about things. They just go and do them. And I love that attitude, that you really can do whatever you want and you can be the master of your own destiny. And in Australia, we all have a slight chip on our shoulders. You know, we're descended from convicts, so we have this sort of...
Oh my gosh.
No, seriously, there's something in that. There's something in that. In America, you're free. You know, everyone's free here, especially now. Like, you can do anything you want. If you put your mind to something and if you work hard, you will get there. And I feel like people are really judged on their merits here more than anywhere else I've been. You know, a lot of places like the UK or England, it feels like things are already sewn up. Like you're born into a wealthy family and that's your life. Or you're born into poverty and that's your life. But here I feel like if you have an idea, if you have a dream, you can take it all the way. And I love that. I love that about America.
Well, thank you. And we're so happy to have you guys. Just come join on in, you know?
Yeah, we love it. I want to come back to Colorado and muse on a hill in the mountains and just look out and think about Hemingway. And
that's what we do. Yeah, we really want you to come back too. I think an Empire of the Sun show at Red Rocks would just be, oh my gosh,
that would be
killer,
so cool.
Right?
That'd be so cool. Call those people and tell them to have us.
I'll make a phone call and say, you know what, Empire of the Sun on an outdoor venue that'd be so great.
Is it snowy there at the moment?
It is snowing right now, yes.
Wonderful. Do you go skiing and stuff like that?
Fort Collins is about 2 hours away from any ski resort. So for the diehard skiers and riders, 2 hours is nothing. But for me, I'm like, when I lived in Denver, I went a lot more. But do you guys do that?
No, I mean, when I was a kid, I went tobogganing a few times. I went skiing a few times, and then I was a little older, around 19. I went once more, and I think I just drunk schnapps on a hill. But I love the snow. I love the feeling of it, especially fresh snow. I lived in Montreal for about a year over the winter. But I do want to go out into the wilderness. I love America for the wilderness, the wildness.
We definitely have an appreciation for that here in Colorado. Just come hang out with us a little bit. We'll get you lost in the woods.
That.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk on the phone with me. Like I said, I was just so excited that I got to do this. So thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you, Shelby. It's wonderful.
It was so great to get to talk to you.
Yeah, you too, Shelby. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you. You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.